Wesley, who's that?
Bradley.
Is that Bradley? You wanna give kisses?
When people hear Sky High for Kids,
Oh, you're so sweet.
I want them to comprehend a world without cancer.
Bradley was born as an identical twin. He was the leader of the pack. Even though he was the baby, he was the leader. He would start the fights. He would be the one to control the fights between the brothers. He was the mama's boy from day one. I mean, I couldn't do anything. I would vacuum the house holding a baby and somehow sweep the house holding him. He just wanted mommy. He was just such a loving kid from the start. Even when he was sick, he just always had a smile. He'd smile through that pain. And I think that's what gave me the strength to say he's gonna be okay at the end of all of it. You hear about people coming to visit the children and even the parents. And when I saw that for the first time, I was like, people do care about our kids. People are here to help.
Come here, you little pretty boy. Look at that. Oh, look at that face.
Big brother has always been affectionate with Bradley, just happy to be a big brother. And this picture is the one from Sky High photo shoot.
So I remember it like it was yesterday. It was our first official photo shoot at Texas Children's Cancer Center. I remember at that moment we couldn't get Bradley to smile. We were doing every little thing that you could get a kid to do to show those cute little teeth, but what we did for his family was capture, that moment.
They were able to capture his big, beautiful brown eyes that I always say are pools of heaven. For them to capture it and show everybody that these kids, they're other kids. They're full of love and joy, they're innocent. And to have to face this monster alone, it's scary, but they do it with so much courage. That was the only professional picture of my son I had done, and I treasure that. I found out August 7th of 2017. He was diagnosed with hepatoblastoma liver cancer. It was just beating him, and it became a stage 4. And stage 4, it's the chances of survival was 20%. My son was not curable. That the cancer not only was spreading through the blood veins, but it got into his lungs and into his brain. I wanted him home. And weeks came by, and we gave him the best life possible. About 2 weeks, December 4th came. My Bradley earned his wings. He passed away in his sleep.
I continue to do this work and lead this team because it is honestly what God has put me on earth to do. I think about kids like Gia who I connect with emotionally. And I think about the fact that she starts her 18th birthday with a high fever and she's in the hospital.
They asked to speak to me and my wife in another room, and they told us that the test came back positive for anaplastic large cell lymphoma, which is cancer of your lymph nodes. And they started her chemotherapy 2 days later on that Saturday night.
Once chemotherapy started, I was like, oh, I don't know. I was just sick as a dog, having all these weird feelings. My just whole mindset changed. I was like, I really got to be stronger than this. I can't, that was probably the scariest thing that's ever happened to me, but I can't let that bring me any more fear during this because then I won't make it through. I had a PET scan done, I had a CAT scan done, I had another bone marrow biopsy because they're the final stages. So once they all came back, they showed almost it was all gone, everything was looking good. I was pretty hopeful. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm almost done with this. And the day after Thanksgiving, we went to the ER. They came back to me and my parents, and the PET scan showed that my whole body was just lighting up with lymph nodes like how it did the first time. They were just swollen, so then they came back and they confirmed that yes, this is your cancer relapsing. I was almost about to go into remission, but then they hit me with the relapse. I was like, I just can't go down that path again. So my spirits are still high right now. I get to be at home for my chemotherapy, so it means I get to go out and do more things, and being able to like live again and go back to my old life has really helped me a lot through this. The people at Sky High, they become almost kind of like my best friends. They care a lot about me. At their holiday carnival they had at the hospital, they were all there just painting and talking just as friends, so it meant a lot to me. Not only for me, but for other patients as well. At first, my major choice was criminal justice. And then once I got diagnosed, I was like kind of thrown into the medical field. I talked to my mom about it. I was like, hey mom, I think I might want to go into nursing. She's a nurse too. And so she is like over the moon about it. She's like, oh my God, my baby. But then I had to break the news to my dad because he's a cop. So kind of telling him that I wanted to go into nursing rather than criminal justice was a little tough, but he understood. So he knows why I want to do it, because I love seeing what my nurses do and help their patients, and I just want to do that because on the floor there's a nurse, and she also had cancer when she was 14, and she was treated same floor at Texas Children's. So once she recovered from that, she went into nursing, she came right back to Texas Children's and worked, and she was my nurse, and I was really inspired by that, and I was like, I want to do that. And hopefully in a couple of years, I'll be right back there working and not being a patient.
The vision when we started Sky High for Kids was honestly just to raise as much money as possible to benefit the research side of things, and that quickly turned into something much bigger than we ever imagined. These kids need an advocate. They need people in their corner every single day fighting the fight alongside with them. I will never give up on our vision of ending pediatric cancer, and I honestly believe that that's the legacy that Sky High will leave behind.